this Saturday. Today, we got your host, Cope, with sage, pork, and taco. Today, we're going to talk a little bit of everything. Football, baseball, hockey. You just... Hey. How you doing? Oh God, I'm scared. Huh. So, as everybody probably heard,
No, what happened?
RODGERS
I'm gonna throw this fucking cup at you.
is a fucking Steeler.
No way.
How do you feel about that?
You know what? This might give me tetanus, so that's a bonus.
Eric, no weapons.
Well, if you don't see the blade, you know.
What are you doing? Put the katana away.
No, I don't want to.
What, you trying to itch Pork's nipple?
Oh, that one is you. Gotcha.
Jesus.
So we will repeat for those who don't know, and if you don't know, you're going to hear it now. Mr. Aaron Rodgers, formerly of the New York Jets, formerly of the Green Bay Packers, formerly of somewhere else,
Cal State.
But still
Cal
a bitch.
State, has signed a one-year deal with your hometown team, Pittsburgh Steelers.
Why the fuck we're clapping?
It appears, what's funny to me is that I would say, at least a month and a half, 2 months ago, there was a lot of optimism on Aaron Rodgers signing with the Steelers, and fast forward, and now everybody wants to grab a weapon and smash him in his head. Go figure.
I've been leading
Typical
this bandwagon.
Yinzers.
I've been leading this bandwagon for a while now.
Well, you're the small percentage of people who felt that way since the beginning, but...
See, I don't like Aaron Rodgers as a person. Okay, he's an okay quarterback. Can he do great things? Yes.
Okay, quarterback?
Yes, he's an okay.
He's a
quarterback.
four-time MVP.
So
Four-time
he's up
He's
there.
a four-time
I was gonna say,
MVP.
he's up there with
MVP.
Brady and Ben.
And?
Statistically wise, he's up there with Ben and Brady. But
Statistically wise, he's better than Ben.
like I said, he's up there with Ben and Brady.
Well,
Motherfucker.
that's all in the past. It's all history.
If you compare Rodgers' last season to Ben's last season, Rodgers is better. And he's older.
What my thing is
Rodgers
just
plays for the
stayed
Steelers
as the
last
Packers.
year. Steelers beat the Ravens in the playoffs.
I don't see that.
Why? Russell Wilson threw, 3 picks in that game?
And you're saying Rodgers would have?
Correct.
No, I was
He
saying
doesn't turn
Fields
over the
would have
ball.
been the better
Yeah.
option. I was
Correct,
going
he
to
does
say
not
Fields
turn
would have
over
been
the
the
ball.
better option.
Yeah.
But did we play Fields? No.
Yeah.
We did, but
no.
we didn't for that game.
No,
He
yeah.
has no playoff experience. He played for
No.
Chicago.
I'd rather trust him than fucking listen.
My thing is that we need youth.
We have you.
Well,
We have
that's
youth.
one thing that's good that we got Rodgers.
We have Rodgers.
Only good thing I'm seeing
We have
out
some
of it,
youth.
which
And
Tucker over there has.
now we don't have to
shove it on my goddamn
throw the
throat.
youth into the wolves right now. I think it's going to possibly be a bonus. I don't think anyone is... No one's really going to know what the youth is going to do. You know, it's always the unknown, but Rodgers is known. A lot of people don't like Rodgers as a person, and I get that. But a lot of people didn't like AB. He quite possibly could have been in the top 2 elite receivers of all time. All time. J to the O to the A to the T. But he flushed himself down the toilet. So Rodgers is now, statistically, as a football player, up in the upper echelon of quarterbacks. You can't deny that. His stats speak for itself. So I want Aaron Rodgers, a football player, with the pads and the helmet on Sundays for my team. And then I'll shut it off when they have to put a microphone in front of them.
Yeah, that's about right.
Right?
That's about right. Yeah.
That's what I want. I want to see some W's. I want to see some guys reach the end zone.
I mean,
Rodgers gives us a very high percentage of that happening this year, as opposed to last year.
I mean, I'm not gonna deny.
The year before.
Yes, you know,
In the year before,
he's a good quarterback.
he's a great quarterback.
So it's just, I don't know. I mean, he has his flaws just like every other fucking quarterback.
Sure.
But not many.
Sure.
In my opinion, he has a
Not
major
many.
flaw to
Sure.
his passes.
Yes, he is
Definitely last
aged.
year.
I don't think he has the same type of off-season work ethic as Tom Brady has.
No. Not many people do.
I don't even think 25-year-olds have the type of off-field work ethic Tom Brady has. But the fact that he's experienced, the fact that he's coming to a team that, the way I look at it, has an elite wide receiver, has a very improved offensive line, has allowed for no-go Harris to no-go bye-bye, and
No-go bye-bye?
bye-bye no-go, go-go bye-bye. And now you're going to have, I would say, 2 fairly decent running backs in the backfield, which is at the moment, as we're talking, is going to be a nice positive for the Steelers in this season. The only piece, yes, a lot of people are going to look at our roster and say, well, we could definitely use another, like a number 2 receiver. But the receiving core that we have, and having someone with the type of arm accuracy that Aaron Rodgers has, and that we know he definitely has,
Agreed.
he's going to get the ball into the hands of these guys that we have.
Agreed.
I think the only other thing that the Steelers could use, particularly dependent upon Arthur Smith's offense that he runs, as a third tight end. And I don't know what direction they'll go with that, but I don't.
I know there was the thing about Jonnu Smith.
Sure, and there's also something about them having a conversation with Kyle Pitts as well.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah. So,
Kyle Pitts would be insane.
it would be a very welcome addition into the tight end tight end core. I mean, Freiermuth is a very good receiver, and Darnell Washington is a fair tight end. He's a blocking tight end.
That's a mammoth.
He's a mammoth.
That's a mammoth.
That's a mammoth. And having either Smith or Pitts, in that locker room, on the line. What's nice about it, the way Arthur Smith looks like he runs on occasion is like a heavy set, like a high, tight end set. You could do so many things with either Smith or Pitts on top of Freiermuth and Washington, whether it be blocking or route running. So, and yeah, I'm okay with Rodgers throwing to any of them.
He's 100% right. Just saying.
And like I said, I'm fine with that. That a lot of people disagree with that, and that's fine. They're allowed. Listen, Terry Bradshaw didn't make all the passes right in his day either.
I mean, I just don't like him as a Steeler.
You don't like him as a person.
If he plays really, really well, you have to keep the same energy.
He
plays really well.
I'll ask this.
Hey, even if we make it to the Super Bowl and win it, I'll go buy one of his fucking jerseys and burn it live on stream.
That's
I do not
crazy.
give a single fuck.
That is crazy.
But I will make a fucking Will Howard fucking.
But I'm wondering how
Yeah.
flipping this just a bit, how people would feel knowing AB's history if he were to sign today for a 1-year deal. How people would feel.
If Antonio Brown came back?
Yeah.
Is he still playing?
No. But just hypothetically.
I mean, like in the situation.
Knowing the kind of person he is.
Oh, he already came out and he was like, "Oh, Rodgers is back in town? Hell yeah, let's go!" And I was like, "Fuck no."
Oh, so you would feel like that? You would feel.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I would agree with that.
he's a fucking crash out king.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I agree with that.
yeah.
I'm
All
just
he
curious.
cares about is having all the
Okay,
fucking
no,
attention on him.
No, I was just curious. Just figured I'd ask.
I mean,
Figured it was a fair question.
if it ended up being
Thanks.
Aaron Brown and
I like
fucking
him.
Bell, it'd be the same fucking situation.
Le'Veon Bell's not that bad though as a person though.
He's still a
He's-
crash out, but not as much as
Yeah.
Antonio. And he's like half of fucking what Antonio is.
Just a tad.
Not as bad as Antonio.
I mean-
I could say that.
When was
They
the last
they
time
both.
they fucking played?
It's been a
Like, that's
very
the
very
thing.
it's been
A while,
very long
yeah.
time. Yeah.
Well,
Like they crashed out of the NFL.
Well, Le'Veon's was kind of he wanted the contract deal. Steelers wouldn't pay him, and he went to the Jets, did nothing with them. Went to the Chiefs, did nothing with them, and then kind of just vanished.
It's kind of banished. Did other things.
Tom
But-
Brady got Antonio Brown a Super Bowl ring, and he took his jersey off mid-game and left. Never played a game again. You can literally look it up.
Okay.
He played the Jets. Ironically. A lot of involving with the Jets here. Yeah, him and Bruce Arians got into like an argument or whatever. He took his jersey off mid-game, walked across the field shirtless, and then never played football again. Not kidding.
Crash out.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gronk was like, what the fuck
Sure.
is he doing?
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
And
what
and
happened
you
happened.
would ask like, would you want him on your? Fuck no.
Now? God, no.
No.
Then?
Right.
Absolutely.
Back whenever he was in his prime, absolutely.
Problem is, I don't think he ever left his prime. He was disgusting when he was still playing. He's just a dick.
Minus being a bitch.
He's just a dick.
Yeah.
He's an egotistical player.
Yes, he is. Giant.
Which,
Well, that's because everyone was just blowing it up his fucking ass. Like, oh, you're one of the greats. You're one of the greats.
I mean, his stats.
He was, but he let it get to his head.
His stats helped.
but
For
He
sure,
was.
for sure.
you know what? I'll bring up a perfect example of an egotistical player who did very well. Your favorite quarterback of all time, Tom Brady. Tom Brady. He's egotistical. Bro, he has a statue of himself in his house. At least 3.
I thought he only had one.
He has a marble one that's in his front door.
That's pretty sick.
And then he has 2 in his bedroom.
That's pretty sick.
That face him and watch over him while he sleeps.
That's pretty sick. Regardless.
Which, I mean, the only thing
No,
that's
that's
cool...
called being self-absorbed.
Regardless,
egotistical.
he's one of the biggest teammate people in the NFL.
I'm not
So,
saying it's
that's
a bad
not-
thing because he was able to still perform at his best without, having it cloud his mind while he was playing, while he was out and about. Don't give 2 fucks, but while Brady was on the field, he still did his job.
I mean, I will give Rodgers that. He can do the same thing.
Yeah, but last
When he's
year,
in the game, he focuses on the game.
Oh, well, yeah, of course.
Like the thing is, Antonio, when he was in the game, he didn't focus on the
Antonio
game.
Clearly.
thought of Antonio.
Clearly.
Yeah.
He thought of himself, and
AB
Him
was
getting-
all about AB.
yeah, he didn't give a fuck about teamwork, didn't give a fuck about this, didn't give a fuck about that.
Nope.
If it wasn't him doing this and him getting the spotlight of the fucking game, he did not give 2 fucks about that game if they won or lost.
Correct.
I mean, I believe he is the biggest crash out.
Sorry.
Oh, probably.
Yeah.
I don't think that's pretty. I don't
AB?
think that's debatable.
I mean, I don't know anybody off the top of my head that crashed
No,
out that
not as bad
fucking
as
hard.
him. Not
I don't know. Tiger Woods' wife to him.
maybe. Oh, one. Ironically, they played together. Vontez Perfect.
What did he do?
intentionally hurting everybody. For a while, hence why he got fucked up in the first place.
Yeah.
And Juju and countless others.
Apparently, Patrick Mahomes had a crash out in the 2023 game.
Believe it.
I think I don't know. I kind of have like pieces of that game where he was just like fucking spazzing out on the sidelines.
I mean, each player will do that eventually. Especially, I mean, Mahomes is obviously not a bad guy. So his is probably football related.
He's still technically a child in the world of quarterback.
He is
exactly.
A crybaby. He's a crybaby. If something doesn't go his way on the field, then he cries about it.
I mean, every quarterback bitches. Let's be real.
There's bitching and then
all
there's
of
crying.
them bitches.
I mean, there's like a very distinct difference between bitching, like you yell at one or two players that fucked up, and then there's crying about, you know, oh, the whole team isn't doing what they're supposed to do.
Of course.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some now. Granted, I haven't watched every football fucking game to exist in the last couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
I've only seen 2 QBs not flip out on refs. 2. Josh Allen. I haven't seen it. It could have happened. Joe Burrow.
Honestly,
I don't think I've ever seen
I've never seen them two do anything. And I've seen Joe Burrow get lit up
honestly,
countless times.
So I was
They're
gonna say,
pretty
I don't think
humble.
I've ever seen
Yeah.
Burrow. I don't think I've ever seen Burrow actually like
Yeah,
crash out.
not once. I don't think I've ever
maybe
seen
lash on a player.
Yeah, maybe.
Like everybody does that.
Yeah.
But on a ref, or
I've
on a
never
coach,
seen it.
I've
He's
never
never done
seen
it to an
Allen
official.
lash on a coach, or I haven't even seen him even lash at all.
No, yeah, I haven't seen it. I mean, again, it could have happened. If it did, it could have been behind closed
I
doors
mean,
where no one saw.
He might have
But-
lashed about how, like, you know, how bullshit the fucking game was,
Of course,
or how
yeah.
bullshit that play turned out, or whatever.
Yeah,
Everybody does that.
simple stuff.
But
I've never seen it like
to a direct person,
Yeah, never.
nah. Honestly, probably the most humble person.
So I definitely see him go all
Both
the
of them,
fuck
yeah.
on the sidelines, but you know.
Oh,
But that's that's just a reaction. It's not really him cracking.
everybody gets
quote,
pissed.
unquote,
I mean,
cracking up.
Yeah,
shit.
He's not pulling a Tomlin and hucking the fucking board at somebody.
proud of him. I love Tomlin.
Everybody who says that we want to get rid of him, we do not.
No, that will be one of the biggest mistakes.
Pittsburgh
they would
won't
make.
know what to do.
Giant mistake. If they ever decide to do that.
I mean, there's a lot of shit changing with the Steelers even after Rodgers, signed.
So,
And you have his contract details.
Yeah, 1 year, 13.6. With incentives, can get up to 19.5. Don't know what the incentives are.
Yeah.
Super Bowl.
It's probably
More than that,
statistical
but
stuff.
yeah,
It's probably if it's like 30 touchdowns.
Yeah, 30 touchdowns,
or
this, that,
whatever,
other
so
thing.
many yards, so
Stuff
many
like that.
attempts.
Yeah.
make sure Tomlin
so-
gets a winning season.
Yeah.
I
But,
mean,
that's about average
If
for
he,
a veteran,
if he's any,
someone like Rodgers.
he doesn't have to be Green Bay Aaron Rodgers. He can literally be the same one from last year, and I guarantee they get more than 9 wins. Guaranteed. I don't think they're gonna win the AFC by any means of the stretch. At least the AFC North,
Right.
they're not gonna win that.
They'll compete enough.
Exactly, they'll compete
They'll
enough.
compete enough.
But remember, he's still the 3rd best quarterback in this division.
Yeah, they'll definitely compete enough, and
He's the
there's
3rd.
nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
I for one, for sure, I would love to see what Will Howard brings to the table.
That's the biggest bonus about them getting Rodgers.
Is allowing Will Howard to step back and watch, because
Well,
there are rookies that kind of step in and have the ability to handle the NFL from college, and some do not handle very well, and sometimes you're just going to go, you just kind of let them take that step back. Just take a
Great
moment.
example.
Jake Daniels.
Great example.
I was gonna say Burrow, but he was out.
Burrow too.
Well, no, he was out.
hurt his rookie year.
I was gonna say he was out his entire rookie year.
His
So.
first 3 seasons, he had a Super Bowl appearance.
Yeah.
In his first full season, he had a Super Bowl appearance.
Right.
So, Jaden Daniels, Joe Burrow,
Well,
Patrick Mahomes,
I mean,
Josh
Howard
Allen.
Howard has the drive I'm more concerned to see how he is in preseason. I mean,
interesting.
I'm excited.
Of course,
to see
everyone's
him.
interested in seeing what he's going to bring to the table, for sure.
See what all
I'm
this stuff
excited
is
to
up.
kind of just see how the team is just going to turn out.
Sure,
Well,
absolutely. Yeah.
You could probably assume you won't see Rodgers in preseason.
No,
So,
not at all.
which I don't blame.
No, not at all.
I don't blame him for like, oh yeah, I don't want to play preseason. That's understandable.
Right,
I mean, even if he plays like the last game for like a quarter,
Right.
maybe,
maybe.
that's fine. Whatever. Just a little
Yeah,
preview.
give him
But
the opportunity to work with the first team and
exactly.
just kind of knock some rust off.
I mean, he already has had private throwing with DK Metcalf. There's video of it. So that already happened.
we know what we're getting from Mason.
Yeah, Mason Rudolph, we kind of already know what to expect.
So,
Big arm.
and then there's the other dude, the fourth dude, whoever that dude is.
Skylar Thompson.
There you go.
Yeah.
That dude.
Yeah,
That
Miami backup quarterback.
Yeah, that guy.
Nothing
The
crazy.
guy that brings the towels with him when he comes from the locker room.
Yeah.
Cowboy.
I mean,
Cowboy.
Carrying the
but-
goddamn Gatorade.
well, like we talked about before the draft even happened, even when Jackson Dart could have been an option for the Steelers. We said the same. I said it then, and I'll say it again. Getting a Hall of Famer to train your, at least you're having a rookie learning from a Hall of Famer.
Even if they don't speak much.
Even if it's like, oh yeah, not immediate. Jordan Love turned out pretty good in my opinion.
Pretty good.
That Green Bay
Pretty
team's
good.
going to be good.
Yeah, he turned out pretty okay.
So, Will Howard has a bunch of,
He has a big opportunity
for sure.
to
For sure.
just take a moment and put a different pair of glasses on and watch things unfold a little bit. Just a little bit.
I mean,
Only on the field, though. I wouldn't...
Oh, for sure.
I take those glasses off when it comes to off-field issues.
Yeah,
but-
don't listen to him in interviews.
whenever it comes to having rookie QBs, having a vet quarterback and a good QB coach, which we have.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I
solid.
mean,
It helped Ben. I mean,
So,
he
I
didn't
mean-
have a Hall of Fame quarterback, but it
Yeah,
definitely was a veteran in front of him that
XFL MVP.
you
So,
know
yeah, I've been still seeing
took a
stuff
moment
about
to
how
he was able to watch and
Oh, yeah.
observe.
sorry, I've been seeing stuff about how Ben's wanting to still become our quarterback coach.
If he would, it'd be awesome. It'd be
absolutely.
really helpful. I could imagine having a QB room with Aaron Rodgers and Ben Roethlisberger, and it'd be crazy. Would be nuts.
And then you
Oh,
got the,
they'd probably be just like fucking with each other the whole time.
oh, 100%.
Probably.
100%. Or there wouldn't be no fucking around. There'd be just 100%.
Yeah, even
fucking
though there was like a small, I can't even say
And
small,
then Tomlin would hop in on there.
like a decent
Relax.
rivalry between
down.
the two of
I
them.
mean,
Go down.
play each other in the Super Bowl.
Relax.
So,
Yeah. Like the biggest rivalry in our division is just Baltimore.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
But outside, you're looking Packers.
Packers and Steelers. Outside of it.
Yeah,
Probably how it
probably.
used to be.
Yeah, probably.
I mean,
I mean, you go out of state.
Well,
nah.
Green Bay's sort of
Yeah,
outside the conference kind of rival. Dallas is another one. Well, used to be anyway.
Dallas shit.
I hate the Cowboys.
Why they got the cheerleaders to keep you entertained?
I hate the Cowboys. That team's gonna be fun to watch, though.
Yeah,
Problem is,
on
the
the
team's gonna-
sideline.
Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens. It's gonna be fun. For fantasy football, it'll be fun.
Well, whoever's the backup to Prescott will have a good time. 'Cause Prescott,
Cooper Rush, I think.
there you go.
I think.
I mean,
If he's
we
still
all
there.
know that Prescott's going to get injured at some point.
Probably.
Yeah.
They won't
So-
do shit in the playoffs, so we don't have to worry about that.
No. So
I mean, there's already multiple injuries.
Oh, yeah, there's a couple people that are hurt already.
Joe Milton is their
Oh,
backup.
that's right. They picked up Joe Milton for the Patriots. Okay, thing about Joe Milton. He throw the ball real far. Real hard. I don't know how accurate he's going to be, but it's going to fucking get there. I mean, for no reason, he turned into prime Tom Brady in the game that we really needed to lose. Just saying. Just saying. threw for like 3 touchdowns, ran for 1. You're like, can we lose this game? It's the last game of the year. Could have got like possibly Travis Hunter. Possibly.
Oh, yeah.
Possibly. Didn't happen though.
Well, since we got Rodgers now, we were going to go back over our season.
So the Steelers decided to release some Aaron Rodgers stats. He has the lowest career interception percentage in NFL history of a 1.4. And he has the highest career touchdown to interception ratio in NFL history of a 4.3.
AKA, he ain't turning the ball over. And that is massive. He does not turn over the ball.
You know who does turn over the ball?
Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson.
Justin Fields. Kenny Pickett. Mitch Trubisky. Ben Roethlisberger. Still love him.
I still like Fields better than fucking Wilson.
They turn over the ball. That's what we're getting at here. A lot of interceptions here. I love Ben, but even when Ben was playing, it was like, oh, did Ben throw a pick yet? If so, if not, it's not a Steeler game. You get 1 touchdown and immediately a pick.
Look, we all blame those on the motorcycle crashes, okay?
Or vice versa. Unless it was against the Colts. Then Ben would throw for 6 and no interceptions. Somewhere.
I was trying to like move it around so I could see shit. I didn't want to make it any smaller. I wouldn't be able to fucking read it.
You can't read anyway.
Week number.
Did I say Wheats?
Least.
I.
So
Yeah.
week 1, travel to
Revenge game.
the Jets, face off against Fields and his little bunch. Sure, that's going to be a game that eyes are going to be on that game, obviously, because Rodgers comes back to Jet Stadium, and who knows if people are going to what's the over under on people booing him when he walks on into that stadium?
I don't think he'll get booed.
You don't think he'll
I
get
could
booed?
definitely see him getting booed a little bit. But
I mean, he did. I mean, not his fault. I mean, he got hurt his first season, and then the rest of the team played like shit. I mean, he was on that team regardless. But I mean, I don't think he's gonna get booed.
No,
Nah.
figures the question.
I can see a little bit of booing going.
Oh, probably. I don't think it's gonna
it
be
might
like,
just be like a mixture.
yeah, I don't think it's gonna be like
Like
over dramatic kind of thing.
40.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be like
It's definitely not going to be like Judge when we went to that Pirates game.
Yeah, that was insane. but it's not like Ben going to like Cleveland or something kind of bad. You know what I
But
mean?
what
Right.
you mean? That's Ben going to fucking
Or
Patriots.
like Favre going to Minnesota from Green Bay.
Fabry.
Like that was bad. Granted, that's division rival, so
Yeah.
this is kind of like I can see a mixture. I don't think it's gonna be like overwhelming. It wasn't like he won a Super Bowl there. And he said,
For
"Fuck y'all, I'm
Pittsburgh's
left."
sake, for Steelers' sake, I would love to see Rodgers step into that stadium and pound them for 5-6 touchdowns.
That'd be crazy.
Right?
First game, like, hey, I could do this the whole time.
What do you mean? First 5, 6, or 7 plays, just
Doable.
You know,
You got DK Metcalf, it's doable.
fuck it, DK down there somewhere.
Usually.
Right.
I mean,
Well, how do you think first game's going to turn out having Rodgers?
W.
Dub?
Yep.
I can see it coming into our favor. I can see Rodgers with just a smidgen of a chip come in and having that stadium be his home stadium. He's going to feel comfortable as opposed to Fields.
True.
So he'll feel fairly comfortable anyway. He's familiar with it, and he'll just probably go in there and punch the clock and put in a day's work, and we'll come out with a dub, a rub-a-dub-dub.
Well,
We just ate some Grubhub.
taking into consideration about like defense and offensive weapons, and how do you think the Jets' defense compared to the Steelers' defense and their offense compared?
Well, okay.
You want the Myers
Jets offense has who?
I mean, they have a solid offense. I mean, Justin Fields is fun to watch. He's mobile quarterback, kind of a dual threat.
He is, and I don't have anything against Justin Fields whatsoever.
Brees Hall's a pretty good running back.
Brees Hall is a pretty good running
Garrett
back.
Wilson's a hell of a wide receiver. So they definitely have a number one. We're kind of like built the same right now.
What scares me a little bit is the connection.
I mean, yeah, but it's kind of different at the pro level. You know what I mean? Yeah, college is college, but each pro you would like. God forbid if you ever have one. If ever, I doubt it. But like, even if you go watch some of the other guys, like it's different. The game's faster. It's played different.
Yeah,
well, it's gonna be. It's a little harder when you have T.J. Watt breathing down your neck. Life's a little harder.
Our defense walking around.
And again, Fields is very much aware and familiar with
so
Watt,
like,
so
do they have that? Absolutely, it's there. They know tendencies and whatever else. Mm-hmm. It's fine, but like Fields does have a knack for turning the ball over. And he has a knack. Yeah,
I would love to see Fields mature a little bit more this year.
For sure.
And maybe feel a little bit more confident and comfortable. I don't have anything against Fields whatsoever.
No, God, no.
I just think that Rodgers stepping into that stadium and having familiarity and the fact that he's Rodgers, he's gonna swap it everywhere, and I just think Fields is probably gonna have those moments where he's gonna panic, like you said, with Watt breathing down your neck or whatever, and he's gonna panic and he's gonna run the ball more often than he's gonna pass it to anybody.
I agree. I think it's gonna be a lot of like quick screens, those kind of plays.
Right.
Yeah, I mean he has the arm strength. Again, he can run. He's very good at it.
The one thing Fields does not have much is accuracy.
That is a thing that he did struggle with.
Well, the one thing that sucked about us having him and how we used him.
That's two different.
Agreed. Completely agree. He was kind of like more like locked up kind of a thing. Like, we're gonna play it safe.
For sure.
Which he played well.
For sure. It was
within that span how he used him.
Use him.
Dude, the play calling, it didn't matter who you had.
Agreed.
The play calling was just very absolute, just ass altogether last year.
Agreed, but it did seem like it opened up a bit more when Russell Wilson kind of stepped into play. I kind of noticed that. It's definitely more like, we're going to use the middle of the field more.
Absolutely.
Russ is a guy who he throws the ball real well. He does.
He can hook it down the field a bit.
Yeah, he has one of the best deep balls, I think.
He does, but again, there's no reason to go 25 yards downfield when it's 3rd and 1.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I don't think Rodgers wants to go 25 yards downfield when it's 3rd and 1.
No,
I think he's going to sit there and look at the sideline and say, "Go fuck yourself." I'm putting it in the middle of the fucking field.
I feel like,
or I'm handing it off.
I don't think it's going to be like an immediate thing. I think it's going to be more of like how Ben was kind of treated when he was here. Rodgers is obviously very, very experienced. Well, it's going to be like, what do you think is best in this kind of thing? Do you want to do this? Do you want to do this? Or do you whatever? It's not going to be like, all right, we're going to do this.
Yeah.
Fuck it, we're running it this way.
There's also a thing to where he doesn't like to agree with coaching.
I read a thing. I read a thing on this. So this is his first true veteran coach.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
This is his first. Problem is, they have a really good relationship with each other.
Yeah.
So that's a great thing. You have a quarterback and a head coach who really like each other.
But how's this going to look mid-season?
Be fine.
You think it's still going to be the same?
Yeah, it'll be fine. Because, whatever happens, but like...
Yeah, but because there's so many, great...
There's
so many other aspects of the game that doesn't necessarily trickle down to just singling out the quarterback.
Exactly.
I think there's going to be a tad bit of trust, in a sense, a smidgen, where Rodgers may say, "Hey, listen, I see what they're doing. We can do this.
Exactly.
Pick up this first down or whatever." And I think Tomlin will be like, "Okay."
Well, yeah, I know for one that Rodgers in the locker room can take charge.
Oh, for sure. That's the quarterback's job. part of the
I mean,
quarterback's job.
Yes, technically, but whenever you go into the locker room, most of the time it's the fucking coaches bitching saying, "Hey, you guys are fucking up in this aspect. Let's try to get stronger."
It's
to where Rodgers, I've seen clips in the locker room where he's gotten up, he's been like, "Look, guys, I get it. We're down right now. We're down by 2. Let's bring it back." He gets up, he motivates.
it's the. I want to say. I mean, he has it. It's the Aaron Rodgers effect. He has the ability to win games, even when losing. It's the same thing with Peyton Manning. It happened with Tom Brady. It happened with Drew Brees. It happened with, I don't know how vocal Ben was. From what I heard, it was either he was or he was quiet as a church mouse.
It was dependent on the day.
But
it was more dependent on the mood Ben was in that day.
Yeah, Rodgers is kind of in that thing where he will say what he wants, regardless if you want him to say it or not. Locker room, in-game, interview. He will say what he wants.
Definitely two different upbringings between Ben and Aaron Rodgers for sure.
But, again, going back to the coaching, when he got in here, it was Mike McCarthy's second year as a coach. And then he had, who's the guy? Matt LaFleur. It was his, he had him as, first year as a coach. And then he went to the Jets with Robert Sahala, who was his first year as a head coach. Yeah, Mike Tomlin's been head coach since 2008, 2009. Right. Big difference here.
Yeah.
You have 2 veterans now together kind of thing. So I think it's going to be it's not going to be the same. It's going to be okay, it's kind of a mutual kind of respect thing, because it's been the case for years.
Well, yeah, and they for sure both want the same outcome.
Oh, exactly.
So they're both going to try and reach that goal, at least I would imagine they're both going to really drive to get into the playoffs.
Yeah.
At the very least, so...
I mean, you can even look up the clips, and there's clips of Tomlin and Rodgers fucking with each other, mid-game. Literally mid-game, multiple times.
So anyway, I mean, that Jets game, I think, is going to be, like we said, is going to be a dub.
Absolutely.
That's what I think.
What do you think?
And I really think, I do think, I think things are going to get in. I think things are going to, people are going to feel a little bit better, possibly, about Rodgers once he puts one in the end zone to whomever. It don't matter who it is. Once he whips one to the end zone to somebody, people are gonna be like, okay, great, hey, right, let's see a few more.
I'll probably end up warming up to him halfway through the season.
Again, he's Aaron Rodgers.
I'm
regardless of.
I'm looking for.
I was kind of the same way about Russell, but not as much. I didn't.
Russell. We all saw Russell, and he was in a really pretty bad decline.
Denver.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was sad because he's a good dude.
Yeah, great guy.
Things just went downhill for him, and he never really fully recovered. But
yeah,
Rodgers, to me, from what I've seen, 41, 42, 55, whatever he is, he's still whipping it. He's still slinging it, dude. And that's what I want to see. I want to see him sling it.
Oh yeah, you want to see him slinging in the locker room, don't you?
So I've had this gut feeling with Kenny. I've had it with Wilson. And people, here's how Kenny Pickett's college career went. All right. Here's Wilson's. He's a good quarterback. He's definitely better than what Pickett was, and this and that.
No, he was.
Oh, just as dog shit.
No, I'm not.
No, I don't put.
Well, to be fair, Kenny also, a lot of our offensive line also came out and said we purposely fucked up and did not catch those balls just to get Kenny off the fucking team.
I mean,
they came out in interviews.
Oh, come on, dude. We were throwing the fucking Deontay Johnson for fuck's sake.
He can't catch a
Captain
ball anyway.
Captain dropped the ball.
Ask Lamar Jackson how that.
But that's why everybody else was dropping the ball.
Russ Wilson was sort of declining a little bit, and you can't really put everything on Russ Wilson. Like I said, the play calling was just ridiculous. Ridiculous. Bad. But
I mean, don't we have the same OC?
Yeah, but we have Aaron Rodgers now as a QB, Aaron Rodgers
He
is
ain't
going
gonna
to
put
give
up
the.
that bullshit.
He's
You
gonna say
think he's gonna put up
he's
with
gonna
that
look at
bullshit.
us, like I said, he's gonna say, "I'm not going 25 yards down the field. It's fucking 3rd and 1. I'm going to the middle. I'm putting it right in the hands of that big motherfucker right there. We're getting a first down." That's what
Say he's not gonna play that bullshit.
You know,
Neither did Ben.
Russell
You
Wilson
remember-
was like, "Oh, okay,
You remember,
okay, coach."
Do you remember Ben and Todd Haley? Remember?
Oh.
Exactly my boy. Hey, let's do this, Ben. Fuck you. No, we're doing this. Oh, first down Steelers. No way!
Yeah.
It's gonna be the same thing. So
Who's-
Rodgers is
who's-
more of a dick.
So scroll down and just kind of slowly scroll down the schedule. Now, Seahawks. I forgot
Second
about
revenge game in a row. Crazy.
Yeah. DK.
that. Right, and that's at home.
Yeah,
That's gonna be a home game.
it's definitely gotten closer.
That's gonna be a tough game. That'll be. I think all these games are gonna be a little less tough in the stomach because Aaron's gonna be slinging it. He's gonna be slinging that thing.
In the locker room.
It's like
I don't
a
care
couple
where you
things.
sling. You can sling it in the locker room, up on a roof. I don't give a damn. Just let him sling that thing.
Helicopter.
As long as he slings it to the
Jesus
slings it to the
Christ.
end zone, I'm all good, man.
Aaron Rodgers thinks he's a fucking helicopter when he drops that DMT.
Yeah, ayahuasca trips. He comes out back off the ayahuasca. I guess no, he's dropping at least 7 touchdowns and 600 yards. But I think this is his first true test game with his
Sure.
offense.
What, against the Seahawks?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
first
for
game's
sure.
going to be that nice little warm-up, essentially.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, that Jets
It's,
game.
it's really testing the water, so you know
Jets.
how
The
everything-
Jets game is going to be a nice little tune-up for everyone,
yeah.
for everyone involved, not just Aaron, but for everyone involved.
I think having Rodgers in that, again, going back to the Jets game, it's going to be nice having him there because he kind of has like I played with these guys last year.
Right.
I'm like,
I'm
I
a little
know
bit- I'm
he
kind of
can't do
familiar.
this well. I could do this.
Right.
Or stuff like that.
Yeah. Once it
this
gets
game,
once it gets to this game, then you're going to look to taking any kind of info you can out of DK.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So,
This is definitely.
but that defense is a heck of a lot better than the Jets defense.
And so is that offense.
Yeah.
You added Sam Darnold. You added Cooper Kupp. They already had JSN.
Wait, is Cup on the Seahawks now?
Yeah.
Mhm.
They got rid of
Still hurts
DK
my
and they got
fuck.
Cooper Kupp. So they picked up Sam Darnold. You got Cooper Kupp. You got JSN. You have a good running back. You have a good O-line. They have a defense.
Yeah.
How the fuck did Cup go to the Seahawks?
This offseason.
This
Oh, okay.
offseason.
I was like,
A
what
lot
the
of-
fuck did he go to the
There's a
Seahawks?
This
lot of
offseason.
moves this offseason.
This game is the first test.
Sure.
And especially it being at home.
Yes.
If the Jets game goes well and he
Oh.
plays well, he'll be highly received here. I don't care what anyone thinks, it's going to happen. If he puts up 4 touchdowns and 350 yards,
Against the Jets?
obviously. Hopefully he does
Hopefully,
for
yeah.
everybody's sake, I guess.
I'll be happy with 2 touchdowns.
Exactly.
If
But
he's
like,
not putting up my franchise stats, I don't want him.
you're crazy. But like, if he puts
well,
up,
speaking of franchise,
We need 1,000
are we
yards.
going to be doing that fantasy shit again?
that's fine. Fantasy
just-
football?
Yeah.
fine.
Just not putting money on it.
No.
No.
But
$5
like if he plays super well in this
I
Jets
think me
game,
or him are going to win.
but like I said, if he plays well in the Jets game, he's going to be highly well received here. It's
Yeah.
going to happen. But
One would think.
I would
But
assume so.
One would think.
I still think this is going to be
This
the
is-
best quarterback play they're going to have since Ben retired.
Yeah.
I still think this, regardless
Yeah,
of what's going to
that,
happen.
that was a tough pill to swallow too.
Yeah, but
These
agreed.
last few years.
But
But no, yeah.
I definitely think this is going to be, again, the true test game. Especially if he plays well against New York, in New York coming home. It's going to be...
And I'm gonna do this hypothetical. Just because it popped in my head. Playing Seattle. Let's just say for hypothetical sake, we're up 13-10.
Right.
Second quarter, 13-10. Things are looking good. Rodgers gets injured.
Oh, fuck. changes the game. He changes the
Yeah,
game
right?
completely.
Right?
Completely.
Think about that. Think about that for a moment. Rodgers gets injured.
Seattle
Second
wins this
quarter.
game.
Now all of a sudden everyone's like
Yeah, Seattle got the game.
in a state of panic, in a state of fucking stress, anxiety.
Yeah.
You know,
that
people are fucking
happens.
starting to do crack again.
That happens.
You know?
Seattle got this
So
game.
that's what I want to get to. I want to get to the point where I want.
Shout out Milo feature.
How do you think Rodgers is going to do?
So that's where I want to get to. It's not so much. I think we all know what we're getting out from Rodgers, or at least we're hoping so. But I want to know what we're going to get out from either Mason or Will Howard. That's what I want to see.
I think we know what we're going to expect with Mason versus Will Howard.
Mason, they'll make it so Mason finds a way to manage.
Oh, for sure.
Manage
yeah,
the game.
considering he's worked with Tomlin and everything
Right.
else before.
Right. So, yes, I'm interested in seeing what Will Howard may or may not bring because, as you and I both know, and I will admit it, you, myself, and Big Hunk all were pretty optimistic about Kenny Pickett when we went to camp. And we went to camp and we watched him and we were like, oh, man, this dude's on
We went
fire.
to
Yeah,
what?
He really was on fire.
We
Came in
went
the
to-
preseason.
We went to the past, what, 3
Soft.
or 4?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we're boycotting this year.
So, yeah, don't fuck with the quarterbacks.
Yeah, we're not going to the preseason. Like,
Yeah, we're not going to
yeah,
camp this year.
every year you guys have gone, how's the quarterback play been?
Milo, you have something to say?
Exactly my point here.
I mean, they all looked really, really good
It's all,
in training camp.
it's all looking good if you're not being covered in full game speed.
If you have something to say, Milo,
That's-
you gotta
They
look
don't
at
have
it.
that full pressure. It's
full game speed.
it's limited fucking contact.
Yeah, it's training camp, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's training camp, man.
The only
But
people
still.
that are fucking allowed to get hurt are the fucking wide receivers because they're going out there running deep fucking routes,
Well, of
doing
course.
stupid shit.
Right. So yes, we were, we were highly optimistic about Kenny Pickett. So I'm hoping I just see some sort of
No, Milo got replacement.
just like fair confidence with Will Howard is what I'm hoping.
Milo, you gotta bob your head a little bit more if you want
I was
to.
waiting for him to meow like, damn, Andy talks more than you. Oh my god.
I'm just petting my pussy, cat.
I won't forget how hyped the city of Pittsburgh was to have Kenny Pickett join the Steelers.
They,
Oh,
they
yeah.
were. They absolutely
for
were.
sure.
It was like
And
saying
anyone who says
the
they
Penguins
weren't,
won the
or
Stanley Cup again, or
It's because it was the
Full of
hometown
cockapoo.
kid.
yeah,
Right.
still fuck them.
Yeah, but like that was the whole thing. Like, oh, hometown kid went playing for the same city in the same city at the same field. He already has a feel how the city is, and blah 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 blah
Too
blah.
bad he won't ever play in this fucking state again.
Hey, well, he's on the Browns. He could possibly be the
No,
fucking
I meant
starter.
for a team.
Oh, probably not. No, as a backup,
Dude.
sure.
that's a whole nother conversation.
As a backup, sure.
that I don't know if you guys want to get into because we're talking about the Steelers, but just how insane is it to sit there and think that any of those 9 quarterbacks that they have with Cleveland
It could
Browns
be Kenny
could,
Pickett.
could be a starter. It could be freaking Kenny
Milo
Pickett.
said enough screen time. It's back to you.
Alright, Milo, I'm going back up on
Yeah, say it could easily be Kenny Pickett.
Right, it
But-
could be.
You need me to move?
If you want, yes, let me know.
But again, going back to this game, God forbid he gets hurt.
Right,
And whoever gets the second string job in preseason and how that's going to go and
Right.
whatever.
Coming back.
Definitely a different outcome. Definitely a different outcome. I
Mhm.
think Seattle would win that game then.
yeah.
With
It's-
Rodgers,
so,
I think they
I mean, think about that for a second. You may hate Rodgers, but Rodgers gets hurt, and now what are your thoughts? Uh-oh.
Well,
Yeah,
Bye-bye playoffs.
yeah. That's season's definitely a lot different.
I mean, either way, we're always a fucking wild card team.
I don't see that happening with Mason Rudolph starting quarterback or Will Howard.
Right,
I don't see that happening.
right.
Well, it's still kind of up in the air.
Regardless, if you're gonna go from Aaron Rodgers to
mean-
Will Howard, you kind of know what you're expecting from Aaron
Will
Rodgers.
Howard can come out here in the preseason
Could.
and just fucking dominate. but-
Yeah, again, it's still preseason though.
Mm-hmm.
You're not gonna scroll back up.
Yeah, we should buy tickets
Okay,
to the preseason
so
game.
go down. I think they play Tampa at home, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're telling me, God forbid, if Tampa plays all their starters, Will Howard will be fine facing that defense. that is a top 5 defense. I would see Tampa kicking their ass.
I would love to see Will Howard go out against their starters.
I hope he plays well, though.
To see what he's got. That's
for sure. I don't want to see
stick him out there.
I would love to see him be great.
Let him make an attempt, and don't.
I mean, you
have
never know.
expectations.
He still could come out during the regular season.
He could.
He could.
He could. Absolutely.
And that would be fantastic.
Rodgers, I mean, how the
That'd be
Steelers played
fantastic.
last year to where, yeah, Russell was named the starter,
I don't know what you're doing.
but they still have Fields come out.
What are you doing?
It's because Fields can run. He's that dual threat. I know why they were attempting to do this and why they did do it.
What are you
from
doing?
Time to time. If they would
Let him drink.
you would notice they would 3rd and 1 situations. They're brought in Justin Fields. 3rd and short. 1 because Fields can run, but he can also throw the ball.
That's okay.
And they were game planning for Russell Wilson, not Justin Fields.
Right.
So that's a giant, oh shit moment. Is Fields going to run, or is Fields going to throw the ball 45 yards down the field? Because he can do that.
He can do that. He can launch the ball downfield, but not very accurately.
Agreed.
Or it could be the same case if Rodgers is fucking out there for the first 2-3 fucking quarters. Here comes fucking Will Howard or Mason Rudolph in for fucking a play. And they're like, what do we do now?
Yeah, of course. It has that ability. But we don't know yet. But then they don't have he can do this against an NFL defense.
Yep.
That's kind of the thing, though. If you look up rushing QB numbers, Justin Fields has higher rushing yards than Lamar Jackson. Fields is known, and they know this. He's made it well prominent that he can do it.
Yeah.
Will Howard is a wild card. So you're right.
So far, he's really proving himself that he can throw the ball.
Yeah,
that's my.
The only thing that makes
what quarterback can't throw the ball?
Exactly.
That's what fucking makes them the fucking quarterback.
Exactly.
Shador Sanders.
He can throw the ball. Though.
He's still able to throw the ball.
He can throw the ball. Especially who the fuck trains him. He could be dangerous if he actually gets a starting job.
I mean, I've seen all the clips.
I've seen one. The one was bad. One was real bad. When he threw the ball up in the air, went 12 feet in the air, and I think it was Denzel Ward just went no, or he caught the ball with one hand or whatever. I was like, that's despicable. But again,
update your virus and threat protection.
At least the defense works. Anyway, again, I wouldn't. Again, Will Howard has a chance, but I don't think it's gonna be kind of the same situation here.
I would hope so. I would hope that maybe, should that scenario transpire, that it would be the same thing that happened to Ben. Ben steps in after an injury and...
Oh, that would be the city
really
would explode.
Yeah, I mean, there would just be...
It'd literally be the
stuff
second
everywhere.
coming of Christ in Pittsburgh.
Literally, it would explode if that would happen.
I mean, everybody's already comparing Howard to Ben.
I mean, yeah, he has the size. He's the same height and weight as Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Combine. Rookie Josh Allen, he's the same height, weight, wingspan, blah, 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 blah.
He doesn't have the scrambling ability of Josh Allen, but...
Yeah, I watched rookie year Josh Allen hurdle linebackers for fun. That's literally Ben Roethlisberger. He was more athletic in Buffalo. Literally, the guys jumping over linebackers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we haven't had the opportunity to see anything like that yet out of Will Howard.
No, but could he? Sure. I hope he does.
I mean, like you said, he's a wild card.
For the good of the league, I hope so.
Yeah.
Just for the good fun for football, I hope he's fantastic.
Right.
Hey, the wild card team got a wild card QB. Let's fucking go.
Bingo.
So maybe we are actually cooking here in the city.
We were cooking for a bit. But then they decided to burn off one seasoning, and
they burned it.
They decided to remove the Heinz ketchup.
Yeah, that was the downfall. The bottle. But
it's back, just very much downsized.
Regardless, going back to the schedule, with Rodgers, win. His hypothetical scenario, if he gets hurt, loss. Unless
Sure.
the defense pulls one out of their ass.
Right.
Because they can do that.
Yeah.
They're known for doing that. And Boz we trust.
That's right.
So...
Boz we trust.
If Will Howard and Mason Rudolph can at least get into field goal range a couple times, I'm pretty sure they'd be okay.
I know Mason could.
Maybe.
I mean,
He again, ability. Watched it happen.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't do so much against Buffalo in the playoffs, but I watched it happen.
The only bonus is that we now have, for Mason, that we now have DK.
Yes, there is a definitely prominent number one.
Yeah, so...
Yeah. George Pickens was still kind of a question mark in that situation.
Mm-hmm.
The second year, first year, whatever year that was for him.
I mean, either way, the few games that Mason had played, he actually ended up winning.
Oh yeah, they won a lot, and they went to the wild card, and then they got
Stop.
exposed.
Right.
Yeah.
They played a real football team.
He managed a few games and got a couple wins.
For sure, he did. He
we
played
were
well
happy
in those
about
games.
that. But let's not...
I mean, I'm saying he can
You know,
still...
I'm
Yeah,
not
it's
picking
not
him
gonna
up and
be every
seasoning my meat
drive,
with him.
but
Oh.
he could still get us into that range.
He has the ability, but again,
But he does. He has it, but he doesn't have it.
it's inconsistent.
Thank you.
Very inconsistent.
Yeah, he's a little bit... Yeah, for sure.
Consistency is key.
Key, man.
Well, we got one backup who's inconsistent. The
And
other
a rookie.
backup, we have no idea what can do. And then the third backup, we
The
actually
Cowboy.
He's done nothing.
forget what his fucking name is.
Skylar Thompson.
I
There you go.
know.
There it is.
Cowboy.
Yep.
He's the backup for Tua in Miami for the last couple of years until now.
Yeah.
Saw how that went.
Mm-hmm.
Not good.
So,
Well-
what else? Yeah, moving on. What else we got? We got...
Week 3 Patriots.
I think it's still a loss for the Steelers.
How much of that bias?
Well, yeah, of course, I'm the Patriots.
No, no,
fan,
no, I
but
said
that defense,
How much of that is biasy?
a little bit, but again,
We've always had a top contending defense, though.
again,
That's a tough stadium
I-
to win in.
they
always
never have
struggled
played
at
well in
Gillette.
there. They've never played well.
We've always struggled at Gillette. We
That's
really
fair.
have.
They new defense, a lot of new defense, new head coach. They finally fucking spent money.
And you know, yeah, no, their defense is going to look nasty. Drake May is a pretty fair quarterback, but he's not Tom Brady.
He's not.
He's not Tom Brady, and,
No.
and they may end up having some of their struggles
No, for
themselves. So that game may very well
Oh.
turn out to be a defensive
sure.
game.
It could be.
Yeah.
Completely agree.
Yeah, but they have had a history of struggling at Gillette Stadium for sure.
I think with the addition of Stephon Diggs,
But has Rodgers.
he hasn't played well there either. It's a place where it's hard to play, and granted we wouldn't know that experience from a player's perspective, but like it's a hard place to play.
Right.
A lot of people have not played well there. Peyton Manning has not played well there.
But that's not going to be a blowout.
I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I do not definitely know. God no.
No.
I
but
think
it'll
it's
be
a closer game, but I think that's their first loss of the year. Could they win? Sure.
Sure. They
Fucking
can,
Aaron Rodgers. Of course they could win.
sure. They can.
They have that
And-
factor now.
In Boz we trust.
Yeah. I mean, Boswell does not miss. There's a Hall of Famer at starting quarterback now, so he can literally do whatever.
And on top of that, we do get our Superman punter back too.
yeah. So I mean, it could be a win.
That'll be a defensive game, and I
You too, Milo.
I know. Screw Gillette
If
Stadium.
you're gonna speak, you have to come over here on mic. You gotta come over on the camera.
It's like shit. Fine.
Who's after New England?
We got
Oh,
Vikings.
Dublin.
Oh,
Fuck.
Dublin.
I think it's a loss.
Crockett East Park
I
Stadium.
think
place,
if they
whatever.
win against New England, it's a loss here for sure.
I don't know. I feel like
It could split.
I don't know. I could see Rodgers running over to the Vikings side and go,
Why didn't you sign me? Why didn't you sign me?
I thought
guys,
you liked
I
me.
can swap jerseys real quick right now.
Just has
I love you guys.
just Kevin O'Connell just points to JJ McCarthy. No.
or Rodgers comes out and is just like, "Fuck you guys for not signing me," and
lights it up.
wipes their.
He could.
Lights
No,
it
he's
up.
gonna
I
be
don't
on-
blame them for not signing him though. They have a 22-year-old fucking quarterback. I don't blame them.
Good 22-year-old.
So-
Very good.
I mean, we'll be able to watch it at 9. Oh, that's at 9:30 a.m.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah. So what's it
It's
gonna be?
'cause
What's it gonna be
Ireland.
there? Is it gonna be
That'd be one.
later?
It could be.
like a
It'll
one-
be
like
like
one-
maybe
one
like
o'clock.
4 o'clock, 8 o'clock there. Maybe.
That makes a little bit of a difference, ish. I would hope and think that there would be a like a late afternoon game, because especially with logistics,
Oh, for sure.
traveling and stuff. But the Vikings are.
So right
they're
now in
Vikings?
Dublin, they're 5 hours ahead of us. So it'd be
Okay.
like 4 o'clock.
Oh, it's a Dublin game.
It'd be like 4:30.
Yeah, so late afternoon game.
Yeah.
So I mean that can go either way. Really, I'm sorry, just only because of where it's being played.
Agreed. Yeah.
So
agreed.
that'll go either way. I think that's just one you just kind of, not pay a whole lot of attention to, except for entertainment value, and then move on.
Oh, for sure. For
That's
sure.
all. Because
Especially because it's early in the season too.
yeah,
For sure.
Week 5, we're bye week,
bye.
Losing.
and then we face the Browns.
Yeah,
That's a dub.
we gotta go to that game.
That's a win. That's a win.
I really hope, I will say, because I feel like it'd be very, very fucking funny.
Can you pick up for Aaron Rodgers?
Yes.
I think I would fall on the floor.
That'd
what?
be the
No,
only,
it would be
that'd
fun to
the
watch
only
Kenny.
thing